Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another reaction episode to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is it, my name is Matt, hello. What's up? So, Buffy time. Last time, a very eventful episode in Buffy, at least for season 4. It felt like we finally got a culmination of a lot of things that we were setting up this season with Riley and the Initiative and Dr. Wash and Adam. So we found out that Riley has been getting drugged by the Initiative, and particularly Wash was using him as a guinea pig of sorts, and she felt some sort of motherly attachment to her test subjects, not just Riley but also Adam. Adam escaped and went full Torchwood and decimated a child. We didn't get to see it, but it happened. So not full Torchwood yet. Riley's withdrawals affected him greatly, and he started acting really out of character, saying a lot of things that he probably regretted. Adam just exposed to a bunch of shit to us. I kind of like Adam as an antagonist right now. I don't know where he's gonna go, but right now it seems like it is some level of a Frankenstein story of like, who am I, like what am I on this earth for, like I know what I'm made of, but like, and I don't know what, and I know the purpose from which people made me, but I don't know what I should be doing. And I do like that. I like an antagonist that you can like sort of philosophize with. It's like what is the situation here? Like I feel like if this was Baldur's Gate 3 and I rolled a 30 persuasion on Adam, he would be like, all right, and wouldn't kill people anymore. Like, I feel like that could happen. Maybe it wouldn't even be 30. I would say maybe like the DC would be like 25. But like, I could see that happening because I think that Adam is not a being of pure evil, which is something Buffy said at the end of last episode. I think he's more a being that doesn't really know what the fuck he should be doing. But because his body is made to be the ultimate soldier, which is to kill, then that's what he's doing because that's in his nature, and he's like, well, I guess I should be doing this. And the reason why he killed that child was because he essentially was curious as to what the child's deal was. It was like, I opened him up to see what was in there. So that's more in from coming from a place of curiosity of someone who doesn't know anything, rather than someone who knows what they're doing and actively chooses to make a morally bad choice. So that's interesting for Adam, I think. But I think it's more interesting for Riley because it feels like we put Riley through the grinder and I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen to him now. So we'll see. Also, the demons don't like Spike anymore because he's too good now. He's been hanging out with the Slayer and shit. He's been punching demons, and now all the demons in town see him as an outcast and reject him. Like, they showed Spike getting his ass beat, and I'm like, I'm not saying that that couldn't happen, but isn't Spike like incredibly powerful? I mean, every time he shows up, he gets his ass beat, but he gets his ass beat by Buffy. So I was operating on the assumption that he's actually really powerful, except against Buffy, because the title of the show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But then he just got his ass beat by a random demon, and like, I thought that like, whatever, he just got his ass beat because he can't fight back, but then I'm like, no, he can fight back against demons. Like, that's the whole point. Like, so I'm thinking like, we're just having Spike be a pathetic, sad, wet little puppy just because we can. Honestly, like, that's the whole reason. It feels like the show is just really concerned with making him good now, which is really funny. So I actually support that choice. I support that character journey. The character journey of Spike becoming Vegeta from Dragon Ball, where he reluctantly hangs out with the main cast. He doesn't want to. He hates all of them. He constantly says so. He keeps trying to remind everybody, I'm bad, I'm a badass, like, shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, he puts on the like pink Batman shirt. Everybody just kind of laughs at him, and he's like, shut the fuck up, I'm bad. Like, I like that. That seems to be the Spike character journey right now. And it doesn't matter how powerful he might or may not be. He doesn't matter anything about him. What matters is that the writers wanted to put him in this situation, and I support that decision, so that's what we're gonna be getting. Spike is doomed to be a pathetic baby girl. That's the track we're on right now, and that's the track we're probably gonna be staying in. And I'm good with that. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you, I need to record this fast, so let's just start with the episode. Patreon, check out the Patreon, support the channel, watch the next 2 episode reactions already, Angel watch-alongs, full-length reaction, whatever. Alright, let us begin. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 15, let's go.
I'm Faith.
Previously.
Oh shit!
Open your present. This is a thing of beauty, boss.
What am I watching? Is this the right episode?
There's almost
Okay.
no chance that she's ever going to regain consciousness.
Fate's coming back! I was not expecting to have Fate back in the middle of whatever the fuck this storyline is.
Using you to infiltrate.
What's the name of this guy? I hate him.
Clean sheets. Like summer.
Okay, this isn't real.
I wish I could stay, but... Oh, you have to go. Little sis coming. I know. So much to do before she gets here. Damn. Just when we made it so nice. Are you ever gonna take this thing out?
Is she regaining consciousness? Is that what she's dreaming as she regains consciousness? Oh, I think that indicates bad things. Those are bad signs. Those are bad omens. So I was thinking, I mean, whenever Faith would come back, she would just be immediately good because of those dream sequences. Well, the one dream sequence we had where she seemed like a newer sage of wisdom that ascended to Nirvana. I was thinking that if she would regain consciousness, she would have like knowledge beyond what would be normal and she would be cool now. But in reality, there's no reason for that to be true. And her dreaming that Buffy was stabbing her, as well as the thunder happening as she's coming back, maybe, makes me believe that she's gonna come back and be like, that bitch stabbed me!
Just as soon as I get my master's degree in advanced starship technology.
Yeah, like, this is not even a real gun.
Just tell me, can you repair it or not?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
You first need to understand how the fuck it works. And this is beyond reality. So it would be a lot for Sandra to be like, alright, I got this. What is this hat?
I don't even know what the initiative's version of fine is. And they could be forcing him back onto medication or torturing him for all I know. What happens when they start not liking his behavior?
Yeah. Would they be able to just, like, coup against him? I suppose he took a direct order against what they said last episode. And maybe that's a way for them to be like...
Stand down before I put you down.
I'm trying to see how they would just dismiss him. Because otherwise, Riley outranks
Shish kebab that
everybody.
walks like a man. Riley here is about to explain why he's leaving us so very quickly.
I don't explain, because I don't have to. I'm the one in charge.
Now's the time for us to band together, not go flying off our separate ways. You know, the most important part of the equation now is that we keep said problem within the family.
The most important part is trusting your family. And I don't trust y'all, fools. Like, oh boy, let's go. What's happening? It's time for everyone's problematic fave to come back. Oh, cool, they got the mayor back too. Streaming about him.
You're too young and too pretty a girl to start wearing worry lines on your face.
I really did love what season 3 did with these two.
I don't know where you belong, but it's not here with us. Who wants cheesecake?
Faith looks really different. Ooh.
I told you I had things to do.
I mean, yeah, if this is all that's happening in her mind, then it will make sense for her to wake up and just be aggressive or afraid towards Buffy, which in Faith lingo means both. Faith just stabs everything that she's afraid of. She stabs all of her realms away, so. Okay, what Hannibal bullshit is happening behind us? What the? I'm just watching an episode of Hannibal now.
He's studying biology. Human, demon, whatever he can get his hands on. And
Yeah, he did say that.
Will, I need you to hack into the security mainframe and buy me a 10-minute shutdown of operation systems. If you can't do it online, then use magic.
My favorite character ever, Tara, might be a problem here. Because Willow is not gonna tell her this is really serious shit and we might all die if we don't. Oh shit, hi. Never mind that plan.
They didn't try to stop you?
Oh, they did.
But I pull rank.
Did they put a chip in your brain? Beg your pardon?
Hey man, he's just worried.
You're here. Whatever comes, we can handle.
That's a lot of hope. There's a lot of faith to say. I do wonder if there was a shared dreaming what happened at the end of season 3. Or if it was on Buffy's side. Meanwhile, Faith's side of dreaming is a lot more grim. Endless nightmares about Buffy killing her and everyone around her. Everyone around her, just the mayor. That was the only person around her. I was not expecting this when I came into this episode. She's gonna wake up now. That is, I suppose, the symbolism of her rising. Yeah, rising out of the grave, coming back. Has anyone been keeping an eye on Faith?
You need some help or something? Graduation. I gotta get to Sunnydale High School graduation now. Well, you can't. I mean, Sunnydale High School isn't even there anymore.
It blew up, yeah. Okay, she's...
What day is it? Friday. What date? The date.
February 25th.
What happened to the school?
Don't you just want to...
Just tell me.
It was a tragedy, really.
Do people know about the giant
Lots of
snake
students
monster?
died. The principal, the mayor.
Mm.
I really think maybe I should get you some help.
Alright. She walks among us again.
You know, I never stopped thinking about you.
Me neither.
Oh, Faith is gonna kill Riley. Immediately, that's where my brain goes.
Just knowing you were out there, that you cared. You think we're being watched?
Does the initiative do that?
Maybe.
You seem a little somewhere else.
I'm
Anything I can do?
really worried about Riley all of a sudden. I'm trying to find double meaning into every line now.
All my life, that's what I've been groomed to do. They say jump, I ask how high, I get the job done.
I'm thinking about Riley's
Just
character.
don't know if it's the right job anymore.
See, if we're at the end, and I think we're gonna buy. I mean, he can go places, but now that he's reached the level of realization about himself, self-awareness, I'm like,
I quit the council, and I was scared, but it's okay now.
See, that's where you and I are different. I just suck at the whole gray area thing.
It's a choice. Go back in there and maybe make some changes from the inside. Or you can quit the team, fight demons in your own way.
I'm a soldier. Take that away, what's left?
Good man.
in this case, yes, but it really depends on the person. I would say most soldiers are not good men. Just me being very critical. Okay, we're banging.
I'm looking for brainwashy chips in your head.
She just grabs like a saw and starts.
And in the meantime, you are gonna stop torturing yourself.
So what do you mean she just wasn't there?
I got here on time.
You found the bed in this condition?
Who's.
Get the duty.
You knew this woman was wanted for questioning in a series of murders. There's no security on this wing?
There's no way that girl was gonna wake up.
Can you call one of our main cast members?
It's happened. Send the team.
Send the team. Oh boy. Who is that? Who's the team? Is it a bad team? Is it a good team? I mean, it's not a good team. But is it the council? Is it the initiative? Is it another shadow group that I don't know about? Is it Mayor's loyalists? I don't know. How are you even like walking? Don't your muscles just like get super atrophied? I suppose she's the Slayer, so me questioning these things doesn't really apply. Okay, Giles' house.
He's probably working off an
Oh
autonomic
god, she
power.
knows about Riley. She's gonna fucking kill him.
Since Professor
Yeah,
Roach
she sees
resigned, any
intimacy.
chance Are you sure you want to be double agent guy?
I'm not exactly sure what you'd call me, but I will share information. It's the least I can do.
Okay.
It's for you.
Speaking? What sort of emergency? No. I haven't.
Yeah, okay. This is the police being like, have you seen her?
It's
Fate's back.
She's awake. She beat someone up, took her clothing, and disappeared out of the hospital.
I'd say this qualifies for a worst timing ever award.
A little bit.
I'd hate to see the pursuit of a homicidal lunatic get in the way of pursuing a homicidal lunatic.
But then what?
Oh, I have an idea. Beat the crap out of her. Do we hand her over to the cops? They wouldn't know what to do with the Slayer even if they knew we existed.
Well, the initiative, they do have containment facilities.
One word, evil.
Yeah.
Faith is back, and whether I like it or not, she's my responsibility. We don't know what she's thinking, what she's feeling.
Who she's doing.
She could be terrified. We need to find her. Then we can take it from there.
Riley's like, whomst?
Who's Faith?
Yeah.
I told him the story.
Yeah.
How'd you handle the angel-y parts? I did some editing. Couldn't find her. Don't know exactly where to place that in the luck continuum.
Faith being thrown into the mix is such a wild card right
Definitely
now.
high. If I were her, I'd get out of Dodge post-hasty.
You're not me.
Hi.
I've been looking for you.
I've been standing still for 8 months, V. How hard you look?
Are you all right?
5 by 5. That's the thing about a coma. You wake up all rested and rejuvenated and ready for payback.
It doesn't work like that, no.
What'd you think? I'd wake up and we'd go for tea? You tried to gut me, Blondie.
You'd have done the same to me if you'd had the chance. It doesn't have to be like this, you know.
Actually, I think it has to be exactly like this.
I guess it was too much to hope that you'd use your downtime to reflect and grow.
Could say the same about you. I mean, you're still the same old better than thou Buffy. I kept having this dream. I'm not sure what it means, but in the dream, this self-righteous blonde chick stabs me, and you want to know why?
You had it coming.
I wake up to find out that this blonde chick isn't even dating the guy she was so nuts about before. I mean, she's moved on to the first college beef stick she meets. And not only has she forgotten about the love of her life, she's forgotten all about the chick she nearly killed for him. But tell me, college girl, what does it mean?
But you still mouth off about things you don't understand. I guess somebody knows you're here.
Okay, we're fighting.
You took my life, B. Payback's a bitch.
I mean, yeah, what the fuck are the cops gonna do? Alright. I mean, somehow she escaped.
So,
We should fill in Tara on everything before she keeps fucking around with the spells.
face punching. I'm not so good with the whole swimming. She's like this cleavagey slut bomb walking around going, oh, check me out, I'm wicked cool, I'm 5 by 5. 5 what by 5 what? See, that's the thing, no one knows. Buffy can handle something.
I was wondering what the fuck she mean by that. But I'm also not American, so a lot of things I just kind of say, alright, I don't get it. But it's fun to have characters be like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck she meant either.
I'm only saying.
He's terrible at hiding that gun. It's gonna be Spike. Yep, fucking knew it. We should let him know. There's a Faith running around.
We've got a rogue slayer in our hands. Real psycho killer, too.
What do you need?
Her, dark hair, yay tall, name of Faith.
Oh, he
Really
didn't.
insane.
He didn't run into Faith, did he? He was gone for season 3.
Find the skull.
And
Tell
then
her
run
exactly
away.
where all of you are, and then watch.
Okay.
As she kills you.
Can any one of your damn little Scooby Club at least try to remember that I hate you all?
But like, Faith knows where y'all are. She knows where you live. Like,
Dark hair, this tall, name of Faith, criminally insane. Like this girl already.
reminds you of someone? Who are you associated with? What institution are you associated with, lady? Like, it's funny that like I thought that there was like enough blade spinning in the episode before, and then this episode comes in and it's like, by the way, you haven't seen shit yet. Sorry. Knives. Oh, knives. I do have to say though, I have some concerns about Faith.
Faith, a friend sent me. I got a little remembrance from him.
Immediately dead. He could have been good. Yeah, like immediate murder. I have some concerns about where Faith might go as a character, but I'll save it for the discussion.
Hello, Faith.
Oh shit!
I'm dead.
So that guy you killed was actually a friend.
Maybe we won. And right now, I'm on some jumbo monitor in the Richard Wilkins Museum, surrounded by a bunch of kids sitting Indian style and looking up at my face, filled with fear and wonder. Hi, kids.
Oh man.
As I record this message, you're sleeping, and the doctors tell me that
Yeah.
you might never wake up. Tough as it is to accept, we both have to understand that even my power to protect and watch over you has its limits. Once I'm gone, your days are just plain numbered.
Getting the fear in her.
You're a smart and capable young woman in charge of her own life. There won't be a place for you in the world anymore. Right now, I bet you're feeling very much alone. But you're never alone. You'll always have me. And you'll always have this. Surprise! See, you don't get these in any gumball machine.
The fuck is this?
And here's the good news. Just because it's over for my Faith doesn't mean she can't go out with a bang.
Oh, that's a self-destructive gadget. Then.
I mean, there's got to be something I can do besides sit around here waiting for you to pummel this gal.
Riley, the fact that you just called Faith a gal only proves that you don't know her.
There's something you're not telling me.
Yeah,
Then
the
I have
angel
to
part.
go.
We should tell them. It's a lot, but
Okay, there's a criminally insane woman out there with superpowers who thinks that I'm responsible for ruining her life.
she's not fully wrong about that. She's not right either.
The people that I love.
Yes, I was thinking that. She knows where your mom lives. Like,
Hi, Joyce.
okay. Alright, we're just going full evil on.
Harlot. Way to go, Joyce. Good thing Pale is in this year. Or was it last year? Anyway, for real now. How do I look?
Psychotic.
I was shooting for sultry, but hey, you're thinking you'll never get away with this.
Actually, I was thinking my daughter is going to kill you soon.
That a fact.
More like a bet.
Guess you can afford to talk that way. I mean, in the world according to Joyce, Buffy is gonna come crashing through that door any minute. Buffy Summers, Buffy Summers, Buffy, Buffy. A lot of letters. She hasn't been by in a while, huh? Buffy's too into her own deal to remember dear old mom.
You don't know the first thing about Buffy.
You think you matter? You
think you're a part of something, and you get dumped. And it's like the whole world is moving, but you're stuck. Keep sinking a little deeper every day, and nobody even sees.
Were you planning to slit my throat anytime soon?
You've served your purpose. You squirted out the kid, raised her up, and now you might as well be dead. I mean, nobody cares, nobody remembers, especially not Buffy, fabulous superhero. She was over us a long time ago, Joyce. Too busy climbing onto her new boy toy to give a single thought to the people that matter. I mean, you're her mother, and she just leaves you here to die.
I was waiting for that.
Hi, Mom. Hi, honey.
What you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Oh, this is where we killed Ted in. But then it turns out he wasn't dead because he was a robot.
He's a cutie. Looks like he could use a good roll in the sack.
You're not his type. He's not big on sleaze. Going for the boyfriend again? That's tired.
Just something to remember me by once I moved on.
Ever occurred to you, Faith? The reason we all forgot you is because we wanted to?
Doesn't mean Buffy was listening into the conversation. Oh boy, I don't like this. Who's in here? Is it the council?
Hello, Rupert.
Oh my god, it's the council's Pinkertons! Oh yeah, Joyce called the cops for it. What does this do? Something happened.
All things considered. Weapon of some kind.
Did she body switch?
Didn't work, whatever it was.
She body switched. She jumped bodies.
She's their problem now.
That's really bad. That's really fucking bad.
5 by 5.
Yep. That's real upsetting. This is really bad. She also immediately destroyed it, so... So here's the thing. I don't really have time to discuss the episode right now, but I really want to, but I can't. So I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna come back in like an hour or two, and boy, I'm gonna have a lot to say. Oh my god. Like, again, I'm just baffled at how last episode I was like, yeah, man, there's a lot happening. Feels like the season finally kicked off. And then this episode is just Faith bursting through the door, just like, bitch, you thought! Alright, see you guys in a while. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. The Fate show is upon us once again. Yeah. Oh, this is fun. I miss Faith. No one does it like she does, really. No one stirs up shit like she does. And it is wonderful. It is beautiful to behold every time. So, yeah, hi, what's up? We're going to be talking about this episode of Buffy now. And, sorry, I just took a break. I thought about some stuff during my break. I was thinking about, like, where could this episode lead into? Let's just start by saying what actually happened. Faith is back again, and I love how... I already said this, but I really thought that the season was already... Like, it already kicked off. Like, we already established, like, all the shit that we were going to be dealing with. And then this episode, Faith just literally kicked my door down and was like, bitch, hi, what's up? And I'm sitting here like, oh, God damn it. But actually, I'm kind of down for this. I love this. I kind of stopped caring about the whole Adam thing immediately the moment Faith showed up on screen. I was like, all right, we're doing Faith now, and that's much better. I genuinely loved Faith and her thing with the mayor last season. I genuinely think season 3 was my favorite season of the show, and a large part of it was just Faith. Faith was just such a presence in that season, and I genuinely love that. In this season, we're doing a lot of different things, and I'm following what's happening with Initiative, with Riley, with Professor Walsh, and I was down for a lot of shit happening last week. But now that we introduced Faith, I'm like realizing how much I don't care about the other shit. I just want to see Faith now. I mean, it's good for me because it seems like I'm gonna be seeing a lot of Faith in the near future, at least next episode. But oh boy, okay. But also, this is a very upsetting storyline with a lot of potential for a lot of very upsetting things happening in the near future. Like, I can imagine a lot of things going really wrong for Buffy's life with maybe permanent repercussions because of Faith in the near future, and that could be really upsetting to watch. That could be really upsetting to see. So yeah, even though I'm like hyped for Faith, I'm also like, I might hate this, but that's good. It's the show's evoking emotions in me. But dude, like, I do like how I feel like fuck it, whatever we're doing doesn't matter anymore. Let's go with Faith now. This is it. This is the main storyline now. And I do feel like the episode itself also recognized that, because everyone else in the cast, the moment that they heard that Faith is back, they were like, okay, fuck Adam, doesn't matter anymore. What's up with Faith? They immediately turned their attention towards Faith. All of them, completely. Fuck Adam, fuck the initiative, Faith time now. Which again, Faith is Vriska. Faith is just Vriska. She is a shit stirrer. Like, the whole plot revolves around Faith whenever Faith is on screen. And that is because Faith actively seeks to be the center of attention, because Faith's issue is that she never got enough attention. She even brings it up here, talking with Joyce. She's like, you're being left alone and forgotten, like, accept it, Joyce, this is what's happening to you. And she is mirroring what happened to Faith from Faith's perspective, from her point of view. Even though we don't fully know her backstory, we know enough to feel like, okay, Faith was left alone and behind, and she feels like she can't trust the world because of it. You know, like, we have all that going on. I did say, though, during the reaction that I had one concern with Faith, which is, it hasn't come to pass, but it is a concern regardless, and I suppose I should say it, which is, I am afraid that Faith is going to become just the anti-Slayer, just like the evil Slayer, Buffy's counterpart, and she's going to become more of an archetype or a role rather than an actual fleshed out character. Because like having Faith back, to me, gives me a concern that Faith is just going to be evil Buffy, you know, because it's almost like a superhero thing where it's like, oh my god, who could match Superman, evil Superman? It's like something like that. Some shows do something like that, and Buffy's also like half a superhero show, because let's face it, the Slayer is just a superhero. So the idea of like, oh my god, who could match Buffy? Evil Buffy, Faith, you know, the evil Slayer. I'm afraid that maybe Faith is going to fall into that role of just like the evil Slayer, just to have like stakes up for someone who's just equally as powerful but evil, to the detriment of her character. Because I actually like Faith's character a lot, because in a show where I often feel like everyone is a trope or a cartoon, to varying degrees, Faith is a surprisingly nuanced character that I feel like the show doesn't go out of its way to tell you whether or not you should like Faith. And part of the reason why I call Faith a Vriska, but I'm not sure if she is one. She is to me. In my heart, she is a Vriska. But the reason why Vriska is because of Vriska's presence in the fan base that she exists in, and then transcended from. I don't know what the presence of Faith in the fandom is. And I'm gonna say that maybe is not as divisive, which makes me think that Faith is maybe less of a character that you could make an argument for, on something that is easier to either hate or like, depending on what happens later in the show. Or maybe it's just the fact that like Buffy fans that are like 30 or 40 don't care about just fist fighting people in my comment section, like 15-year-olds would be in Tumblr. So maybe that's the difference between Faith's stance and Vriska's stance. But Faith is a character I always like because she's a shit stirrer. Like, she just showed up and immediately the episode went to shit. Immediately we just have to divert everything that's going on in the main storyline and be like, oh fuck, it's Faith time, you know. Faith time has arrived. Like, there's nothing else in the show anymore. It's just Faith time. And immediately I suppose I should jump into what I'm concerned about. I mean, there is zero chance that Faith doesn't completely fuck over Buffy's life. The question here becomes, to what degree will Faith fuck over Buffy's life? Because the best case scenario is that next episode we undo the switcheroo, and whatever happens next episode are not repercussions that are going to be big enough to doom Buffy's life, but they might doom this season and maybe Buffy's immediate relationship with something like Riley. Because like Xander and Willow are gonna stay, they are like permanent main cast characters. Same with Giles. But something like Riley, Faith could fuck up the relationship with Riley so hard that Riley just leaves. And this is also a problem. But I think Faith is just gonna kill Riley. Like, immediately the moment that Faith woke up, I was like, she's gonna kill Riley. Immediately. That's what my mind immediately jumped to. And I like that Faith brought up the idea that like Buffy did all that shit for Angel, and then she wakes up and it's like, oh, she is not even with Angel anymore. She just moved on to another guy, which like I do like that a little bit, because on one hand you can look at Faith and be like, girl, you didn't see everything that she went through. But then on the other side, no, Buffy quickly moves on from guy to guy. And that is one of my main complaints about the show, because I feel like it's less about Buffy and more about every character has to have teenage romance drama at any given point. Like Buffy's character and how she's doing like heavily depends on whether or not she's hooking up with someone and how the relationship is going, which is all the time. That is always the Buffy drama. Like the Buffy as a character drama doesn't go beyond the boy that I like and things that are immediately relevant to the boy that I like and my relationship with him. Like sometimes we have other Buffy drama that is not based around that, and I do like that, but I feel like most of the time that is what is going on with Buffy, and that is a thing that I do not like as much about the show. And I like that Faith immediately jumps out and she's like, what the fuck are you doing dating some rando? I'm like, honestly, I get it, because it's like the thing with Angel happened, and then immediately we started the next season and we meet Riley on the first episode. And then by like a couple episodes later, there's already like, oh my God, there's the Parker arc immediately. And then from the Parker arc, we immediately go into the Riley arc, because the Parker arc was just a prelude to the Riley arc. And I'm sitting here like, what are we doing, man? Like that's how I feel with Buffy, with her thing with relationships. That is Buffy's toxic trait, but I feel it is difficult for me to tell whether or not that is Buffy's toxic trait or the show's toxic trait. One of them is just a character trait, and the other one is the show keeps doing something because they just really want to do it. But let's just go with that as a character trait, because I think it is. But then at the same time, Willow is always going on with some kind of relationship. Xander is always in some sort of relationship. Xander's drama is actually the best one out of the three, because as the show went on, Xander became a more complex character about like how much his life sucks and his parents don't like him, and how like that actually retroactively like explains a lot about Xander's character. But regardless, I like that Faith brings that up, not just for that, but because I remember Faith had a thing for Angel, actually. She didn't want to admit it, but she had a thing for Angel. And the reason why she had a thing for Angel is because Angel was the only person that actually reached out to her. Like, Buffy reached out to her in some way, not fully, but in a little small way. But the way that Buffy reached out to Faith was, you're doing something wrong. Which Faith, you can't tell Faith no. You can't tell her like, oh, you're mistaken or you shouldn't do this. Like, you're trying to put rules or limitations on Faith, and Faith is just gonna break through that and be like, fuck you. Angel, on the other hand, was like, he tied her up and he was like, all right, listen, girl, like, I know you want to kill everybody and you hate everything and you don't trust anybody. And it's like, I get that, because like, I was the same way. I had a demon in me and I killed so many goddamn people, and you know what? It sucks, right? It is not coming from a place of like, you know, like, you should do better, you know, because I am better than you, which is how Faith interprets Buffy is. But Angel actually came from a place of like, girl, we're exactly the same, and I'm telling you this because I hate it. So, and that actually came across as something that was more caring for Faith rather than someone that is just putting rules on Faith, someone that is controlling. So Faith had a liking towards Angel because he was the only person that actually kind of reached out to her. And part of the reason why she decided to turn and just be like, fuck you, I'm just going to do my own thing now, was because Buffy was with Angel and she was like, well, I'm going to try to take Angel for myself. So they started fighting over that guy. And then she wakes up and is like, okay, so you killed my dad, you blew up the school, and you're hanging up with some rando. Cool. And that's the other part of like Faith as a character that's it's kind of fun, and why she's a Vriska as well. Like, Faith was having like nightmares about Buffy, you know, killing the mayor, killing her dad, and stabbing Faith over and over and over again. And we don't know for how long that went, but let's say that she's been dreaming about that the whole time ever since she passed out a year ago. Maybe not. Maybe it's just now recently as she was about to wake up. Which also puts into question whether or not that was Faith in the dream that Buffy had last season. Whether or not that was Faith or that was a version of Faith that Buffy projected herself, which would be less mystical but equally as confusing. But Faith wakes up and it's like, it makes sense for Faith. I don't know why I thought that, like, after that scene in the last time we saw Faith last season, that she would wake up and she would be like an enlightened monk, you know, she would be like a bodhisattva. She would wake up and have a complete understanding of the universe and its people, and she would be good, and she would be like a sage, because that's kind of what she came across in that dream. And but I never know if that was real or not. And then she wakes up and it's like, what happened to what happened to school? What year is it? It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense for her to wake up and be like, I'm gonna stab that bitch who stabbed me. That makes a lot more sense. I do like the mayor showing up here though, in the video that he left for Faith, because in that video, the mayor, like, for the most part, he comes across as a caring father. And you can argue that he is, but then in the end, he goes like, okay, but Faith, like, it sucks because, like, you're all alone and you're in danger. Like, he just straight up says that, and it's like, of course Faith believes that she's alone and in danger because his dad is telling her, you're alone and in danger. And it's because, like, of course, the mayor doesn't trust Buffy. Why would he trust Buffy? Why would he give a shit about Buffy? And he's letting that cloud his judgment. But is he really? Because I always see Buffy as, like, you know, they would forgive people and be nice to people if the situation allowed for that. But instead, what I'm thinking is, like, the way they're all talking about Faith and arguing about it, it's like they all know, like, oh, Faith wake up, oh shit, we gotta go fight her. They never at any point consider immediately, like, okay, we're gonna talk to her, you know, we gotta see if we can be friends with her. They immediately all go like, no, she's a psycho and we're gonna fucking fuck her up. And it's like, okay, I get why they think that way. But, like, Faith is so interesting because the only way you can defeat Faith is by understanding her, and somehow she'll take enough of a liking to you to join you because you took time out of the day to actually give her the importance that she feels like she wants. And she needs, because, like, everybody needs to feel like they are important on some level, right? That is a very human desire. And if Faith has none of that and she continuously feels that she wants that and nobody gives it to her, then she starts to freak out. And at the same time, none of them want to give that to her because they all think that she's fucking crazy and she's gonna stab them. And they're not wrong. So I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy that Faith is back. She's gonna fuck some shit up in Buffy's life because I got super distracted with what I was about to say earlier. I'm thinking that some of the stuff Faith is gonna do is something like, okay, she's gonna prove that guy that I hate right. You know, the Riley's friend, that one guy whose name I don't know, because I asked last week and I don't think anyone replied to me. Give me a second. No, people didn't tell me. I don't know what the name of that guy is. You know, but Riley's friend, the guy that I don't like. He's such an asshole. He's a piece of shit. He's jealous. His dick is small and he's a misogynist. And Faith is just going to prove him right because he's going to make Buffy do some crazy, like, really bad shit. And that is going to put a strain in her relationship with Riley. Maybe even the main cast. And also, the initiative is going to think that Buffy's just straight up fucking evil. Here's the thing. That guy that I don't like, he's the second in command. And I said this before. The moment Riley dies, that guy comes up. And he is going to send everyone after Buffy because he's just jealous that Buffy has a bigger dick than he does. So, things that are likely to happen. Faith is just going to kill Riley. Or Riley is gonna die tragically protecting Buffy, which is Faith maybe. He's gonna die here's death, or Faith is just gonna fuck him up and she's gonna die. And then that guy that I don't like is gonna be like, Buffy did it, I'm gonna fucking kill Buffy, that is my life is destiny, I fucking hate that stupid bitch. And then that whole season is just gonna turn into the initiative is gonna go after Buffy, and Adam is just gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, and Faith is just gonna do whatever the fuck he wants. And I don't know, he's just gonna turn into a whole bunch of shit. Like, because last week we already had so many spinning plates, and then this episode is just like, by the way, you didn't even fucking know what we're about to do. It's about to get insane up in here. There's like 7 episodes left. I feel like all 7 episodes are gonna be like plot. Like, no more tomfoolery, no more shenanigans, no more villain of the week. Like, fuck that. We're just gonna do a lot of, I don't know. there's a lot to wrap up because even this episode introduced so much other shit. Let's talk about those people over at Giles' house. No fucking clue who they are. Let's say that they're probably the council. Let's say that they are the council. Let's say that that guy that showed up in Giles' house, like maybe if I had a better memory at identifying like white guy faces, like I would be able to recognize that that was the actor that showed up in the last season episode where Buffy's birthday, they put her through like this trial thing. But yeah, no, maybe it's the same guy, maybe it's not, but I'm just gonna say those guys are the council maybe. Because it would make sense for the nurse at the hospital to be a plant by the council to keep an eye on one of the slayers for whenever she would wake up, like they would actually go and do something. But that's like too kind, you know? I said last year, I was like, the council would probably just fucking stab Faith in her sleep. Because when that happens, then that the power would go to another slayer. And then knowing Faith, it would be better to just go and find the new slayer than try to reason with Faith. So if I was the council, I would probably do that because I'm assuming the council is evil, as we've seen before. They don't give a shit. But I don't know, maybe it is the council. Maybe they had a shred of kindness in their heart and they decided, you know, we're not gonna kill this teenager. We're gonna, I don't know what their plan is, but they all gather at Giles' house. And again, I have no clue why. But that is another plate that just started spinning here. So we got Riley, we got the Initiative, that guy that I don't like. We have Adam, we have Faith in Buffy's buddy. We have the council maybe, like we have Spike. There's a lot going on. Yeah, Adam also like hand-evolved a demon or like a tree. And Buffy said that it's because he wants to see their insides. He's studying them. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. He said that about the child. But it was really just plays like a Hannibal kill, you know? Like, any of y'all watch Hannibal, the show? It's a really good show. I actually really liked it. I did a full reaction series on it. Go check it out. There's a bunch of gay men in it. But like, a lot of killings in that show are like bodies displayed in a very artsy way. Just suspended on some kind of tree. And it's just like, it's a lot. Anyway, so, Faith. I just want to talk about Faith. I really like Faith in this episode and just in the show. I am very excited to see what fucking shenanigans she's gonna do. I mean, she already did shenanigans here. She body swap. I like that I was able to identify that it was a body swap immediately, you know, because I was like, oh, that would be really fucked up. And then that's exactly what happened. Faith is about to ruin all of Buffy's relationships and life. And like, the repercussions to that could be because like she destroyed the device. And like, my hope is that they could undo that thing next episode because this seems to be like a part 1. But if they don't undo this next episode, because maybe there's not a way to do so that is immediately, that we could immediately figure out within one episode, like Faith could just keep doing shit for God knows how long. Faith could absolutely destroy Buffy's life for forever. Like, that's the thing. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. It could stop as just like immediate repercussions with like her immediate relationships like Riley, and maybe the Initiative screwing her over for the season, but she could also just ruin her life, like because like she could make her a US government fugitive, and then Buffy becomes a very different show next season. That could happen. So I don't know. This is interesting because I don't know exactly how big this episode is in the larger context of what might or might not happen in Buffy. I just have to watch next episode and then I'll know. But it might be a really upsetting episode to watch. I may get really upset watching Faith do some tomfoolery with Buffy's body. I might hate it really much, but we'll see, I suppose. I don't think there's Angel crossovers coming up. Like, people didn't tell me to react to any Angel episodes until, like, near the end of the season. So, until then, I'm just gonna say Faith is not gonna show up in Angel. Or Buffy show up in Angel. It would be great if it happened, but it's not gonna. At least not immediately. So, I don't know where we're going here. All I know is that Faith made me very happy watching this episode. Because, again, no one does it like she does. No one completely turns the whole vibe and stakes just backwards, upside down, like Faith does. No one stirs up shit like Faith does. And I love that. I love that for her. She's just a shit stirrer. That's her role in the show. She shows up, she's center stage, she lights everyone on fire, including herself, and then it's like, fuck it, whatever. Everyone look at me. Look at the cool trick that I'm doing. I am the main character now. I love Faith. I really do. Great character. I suppose if Spike said, like, hey, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna make friends with Faith because I hate y'all and I'm gonna tell her exactly where you live, and it's like, she already knows that, right? She already knows everything about that. I don't know if she knows where Sander lives, but like, it wouldn't be that difficult to track. Like, he could just, Spike is not gonna give Faith any new information. I suppose he could give them new information, but like, Faith was already at Giles' house. Faith could show up at Giles' house and just stab him in the middle of the night, and then that would be that. Like, she just didn't choose to do it yet, but she could if she wanted to. Contrary to vampires, like, you don't have to invite Faith in. She can just go in and kill you, and that's that. But like, there wouldn't be any joy in doing so, you know? She has to like gloat, she has to make, because also she hates Buffy more than anyone else, you know? I do like though that she went for Joyce though, because like, I was thinking when Buffy was talking about like, she's gonna go after my loved ones, I'm like, Joyce, what's up with Joyce? Like, we never see Joyce, but like, it always makes sense that somebody should go for Joyce, because Joyce just lives alone and she's just a mom, and it's just like, what the fuck is she going to do? So I like that she went for Joyce. She truly is a heartless bitch to just show up at Joyce's door and punch her in the face. No remorse, doesn't give a fuck. Even though Joyce was so nice to her, so kind to her. That is Faith for you. Again, like, she's a problematic Faith. Like, Faith is so interesting to me because even in this episode, even if she's so fucking evil and just doing evil shit, you can look at Faith. There's an angle that you can look at Faith and you can be like, well, it makes sense. You know, she is justified in doing so because, you know, from Faith's perspective, like, and then you, like, imagine, like, all the nightmares that she had with Buffy stabbing her, killing her dad, putting her in a coma. It's like, yeah, like, it does make sense. And then she has the whole situation with Angel happening that she explained in this episode. It's like, yeah, like, I think Faith makes sense. And there's an angle that you could have if you really like Faith where you can, like, try to justify her and defend her in a way. I don't think you can defend her, but you could try if you wanted to. But that is what makes Faith so interesting to me. Because she is really just a troubled young woman. And she's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna stab all my problems. And that's an antagonist right there. And it's like, okay, Faith is everyone's problematic Faith. I love that. I love Faith. It's funny that season 3 was the Faith show for me, and I wasn't expecting her to come back for season 4. I wasn't expecting season 4 to turn into the Faith show again. I will say that when Faith went into a coma, I was thinking she was gonna wake up again, but it wouldn't happen until like at least season 5. You know, I was expecting her to be out of the show for a while, and then at some point in the future, if we have an idea that we want to bring her in for like something really important regarding Faith and the Slayers, then we would do that. But I wasn't expecting that to just happen again immediately next season. But it wasn't immediate, you know, we're like near the end of season 4 and this is when she shows up, very untimely. But I was thinking like at least one more year, you know, she would be out of the show for a while to the point that we wouldn't really think about Faith at all. And then suddenly she just shows up here. So yeah, Faith showed up quicker than I thought in the middle of something else that I don't think she has anything to do with, and she doesn't, but here she is regardless. And the show is turning into the Faith show again. It's Vriska time. And I think that's gonna be it for this episode reaction to Buffy. The show is just getting wild right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next time. Bye bye. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video for a Buffy reaction. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions as well as full-length reactions and your watch-alongs, you can do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, also cool stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.